Hi friends, heartiest welcome to all. This is Taufik Johur as a host is speaking now. Uddan Little Magazine has to made this international poetry carnival, which is poetry recitation by poet voice. Title of the episode today: The World of Poetry Recitation in Poet Voice, Part 6. Around the globe, 5 countries, 9 poets are participating to this poetry carnival. Now I am going to announce the name of today's selected honorable poets. First of all, I would like to introduce to you all Mr. Kamrul Bahar Arif. Mr. Kamrul Bahar Arif is an well-known
Uh,
poet in Bangladesh. He is Mr. Kamrul Bahar Arif. He is the generation of 90s. He has published 13 number of books. He is also a good literary and culturally organizer. He is also an editor of a little magazine named Lidongo. He got an award like Kanto Award 2018, which dedicated the famous poet Rajinikanth. Puscharok Abriti Award Chattogram 2020 for his great contribution of Bangla poetry. Now coming Mr. Kamrul Bahar Arif to read out his first poem. Mr. Kamrul Bahar Arif is reciting his first poem now. Thank you very much.
it's a very tough subject for me. Thank you and welcome to all. Uh, it's a great pleasure to me uh, to meet you. আমি আসলে প্রথমেই একটি আমার মাতৃভাষায় বাংলা কবিতা পড়তে চাচ্ছি। যারা আছেন
Sure, sure,
তাদেরকে
please.
আমি স্বাগত জানিয়ে আমার কবিতার শিরোনাম নদীর বাঁকে বর্ণরেখা। হাতের রেখায় গোপন কিছু আঁকা, বলবো না তা নদীর মতো বাঁকা। পারদ বুঝি শরীরই তাপ জানে, হৃদয় তাপ কি পারদ তাহা মানে? চোখের নদী কত পথেই বাঁকা, জানি না তা কোন শিল্পীর আঁকা। শরীর বুঝি মনের নদী জানে, কি করে যায় নদের কানে কানে? চিবুক থেকে বর্ণ ছটা পাপড়ি ওড়ে ফাঁকা, মিথ্যা তা নয় মনোহরা আবির চোখে দেখা। ইচ্ছে ডানায় কত কি চায় প্রাণের আলাপনে, ওষ্ঠ ছোবে হাত বাড়িয়ে কত নান মনে। উচ্চুগলে চিরকালীন প্রেমের ভাষা লেখা, দোলায় দোলায় ঝর্ণা ধারা কত না রূপকথা। রূপকথার ডুবিয়ে নেয় অসময়ের বানে, প্রেমের নদে উথাল পাথাল ভাটি উজানে। প্রেমের নদীর পুষ্পরথে কত বর্ণ শেখা, পাতায় পাতায় পূর্ণ করা কত কাব্য লেখা। মাঝ নদীতে অতল তলে নখকে বড় টানে, মহাকাব্য সেই নদীতে পারদ শরীর জানে। থ্যাংকস টু অল।
Thank you, Mr. Kamul Bhar Arif, for your beautiful poem you have to read out now. Now I would like to introduce you all Tahmina Shilpi. Tahmina Shilpi, she is the persuasive poet of the time. She is a journalist. She has published 12 number of books, where 3 poetry books. She is a poet, story writer. She has 3 children story book. She got some prestigious award around the country like সমতটের কাগজ পুরস্কার 2018, বাংলাদেশ নারী লেখক সোসাইটি 2019, ত্রৈমাসিক সাহিত্য দিগন্ত পুরস্কার 2020. Now coming Tahmina Shilpi to deliver her first poem. She is from Bangladesh. Now coming Tahmina Shilpi.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening to everyone. I am very happy to be a part of wonderful event and very glad to meet all. Heartily thanks to Kobito Fikjo. At first, I read a poem about my country in Bengali. This title is সবুজ তাঁতের শাড়ি কপালে লাল সূর্য টিপ। পরনে সবুজ তাঁতের শাড়ি কপালে লাল সূর্য টিপ। এ সাজ আমায় কত কিন্তু মনে করিয়ে দেয় একাত্তরের বীরত্ব দুঃসাহসিক বিজয়ের সুখের খান দিগন্ত জোড়া ফসলের মাঠ মুক্ত নীল আকাশে উড়ন্ত নিশান মায়ের মিষ্টি মধুর ডাক বাবার স্বপ্ন বুকে নিয়ে গার্গ রাত্রি শেষে ভোরের আলো ছোঁয়ার দীর্ঘ প্রত্যয় পরনে সবুজ তাঁতের শাড়ি কপালে লাল সূর্যটি এ সাজ আমায় কত কি না মনে করিয়ে দেয় কৃষ্ণচূড়ার মতো রঙিন দিনগুলো মলিন হবার বেদনা দুরন্ত কিশোরের উপর পৌরুষের দাপট অযাচিত কোনো কোনো বিব্রতকর অভিজ্ঞতার স্মরণ স্বেচ্ছাচারের শৃঙ্খল ভাঙার প্রতিশ্রুতি কপালে লাল সূর্যটি পরনে আমার সবুজ তাঁতের শাড়ি এ সাজে আমি আরো একবার সাজতে চাই আমি বারবার সাজতে চাই এ সাজেই আমি বিশ্বাস করতে চাই এ দেশটা আমার আমি দেশের জন্য পরনে সবুজ তাঁতের শাড়ি কপালে লাল সূর্যটি এ সাজেই দেখা হবে বিজয়ের উৎসবে বিজয়ের মাসে আরো একবার নতুন করে ভালোবাসতে চাই আমার প্রিয় এই বাংলাদেশকে ধন্যবাদ
Thank you, poet Tahmina Shilpi, for your beautiful poem. Now I am reading one of the viewers' comments that is from Peru. My friend Ramina Arera Artega is telling, "Fascinations a todos some marvelous." Now I am going to introduce one of the important poet of our Bangla literature. He is from Kolkata, India, Mr. Shaswata Gangopadhyay. Now coming, Mr. Shaswata Gangopadhyay, one of the prominent face of contemporary Bengali poetry, who started writing in mid-90s. Born and brought up at Kolkata, India, Shaswata writes Bengali, the fourth largest language of the earth, and as per UNESCO, it is the sweetest language. He has participated in different virtual poetry festivals of Europe and both North and Latin America. His poems had been exhibited in a poetry festival in Piccolo Museum.
Sound is not audible.
Most probably net problem from Tawfiq Johor. Shashwata Gangopadhyay, maybe continue.
Should I start?
Sure.
Okay. Now, first of all, compliments from India, myself, Shaswata Gangopadhyay, and my heartiest thanks to Tawfiq Bhai, who is not only my friend, he is my brother also. So, endless love to him, and my compliments to all the participating poets. Yes, I write in Bengali, which is the fourth largest language of the earth, and as per UNESCO, it is the sweetest language. Now, I am just going to read out one of my poems. Poetry of Third World. I am nobody, nobody at all. just a cultivator of cotton belonging to third world, his youngest son. I have grown up by swallowing the froth of sea. On my burnt skin, there is printed the world map all over the body. Hunger rises in spiral motion around my stomach. If you give me love, I will multiply it 3 times by sheer magic and put it under your feet. If you give me hatred, if you offend me from my top to bottom, I will come back not to take revenge, but to my writing papers, and I will throw each of my poems one after another, just like daggers. Yes, all boys of third world are just like this.
Thank you, Mr. Shaswata Gangopadhyay, to read out his first poem. I'm extremely sorry to say that some of network problem has to be faced now. Now I am going to introduce our one of the youngest poet and very much prominent, promising poet, Suchismita Ghoshal. Globally renowned Indian eminent poet Suchismita Ghoshal, at the very early stage of 23, she has shaped her life in a way where she cuddled with literature and devoted herself into finding peace through love. She got a lot of award, and at this stage she performed in different platforms of literature around the world. As a promising poet, she has to prove her poetry beautiness. Now coming Suchismita Ghoshal to read out her first poem today.
Very good evening to all the brilliant artists who are present in this platform, in this global platform. First of all, I would like to show my heartfelt gratitude to Tofik sir for inviting me for this amazing convocation, and also all the beautiful audience who are watching us from many corners of the world. So my literary works are mainly in English and also in Bengali, which is the sweetest language, which Shaswata said that which is the sweetest language according to UNESCO. And my very first poem is it is basically a prose poem or a descriptive poem, that is my idea of eudaimonia. My earnestness of tracing love will never end, because I have found the basic seeking tendency from the arena of art and culture. The completeness it provides can never be described through some words. My feelings, unwrapped in the papers of elation, may be found within myself, while going beyond and knowing beyond my boundaries. The spaciousness of art is something related to the procedures of starting from scratch to reaching the desired goals. My eyes might be rotating incessantly to catch more beauty while traveling from one place to another, either in a leisurely way or in a hurried motion. Either in my classroom listening to the lectures and finding for the depth and the purpose equally of the topics taught, or exhaustingly journeying back to my room from my campus. I do notice minute things to be recorded on my head, and later I smile for all the processes I have exercised throughout the entire day. My idleness does not necessarily prove my retirement, as my engagements are into observing and observing my surroundings and gathering inspiration. Theorizing things that we mostly ignore sometimes give us the greatest lessons with a plethora of knowledge. And the acceleration lies in the learned knowledge. This life might not be long, but it has a vast expanse of various applications which is to be felt, surmised, and then sprayed away through the mediums of love and peace. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Suchismita Ghoshal, for your beautiful description type of poetry. It already touches our heart. Now I would like to introducing one of the poetess who has come from Virginia. Now I am introducing Annette Tarpley, who is from United States. Now her residence Virginia. Whole day she works, but at night she writes poetry. She has published her book, The Poetry Name Poetry Potpourri, which is available on Amazon, and birthdays and novels comprised of the variety of over 110 poems released in February 2021. To Heart, A Journey into Heartfelt Poetry, co-authored with Sarfaraz Ahmed, are featured published. Many international poetry festivals are currently work into a anthology which is featuring over 100 selected poets. Now coming Annette Tarpley to read out her first poem today.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here and to see you all, and very much respect your work as well. So, greetings from the United States. I'm going to read a poem called The Ink of the Writer. She curled up in her chair, a cup of tea steaming on the table, woolen blanket tossed over her shoulders, feet bare, displaying her freshly painted nails, ruby red with sparkles. She picked up a tattered book, her prize find at a yard sale, well worth the 50 cents she had rummaged to find in the bottom of her purse. The cover worn with the lettering barely visible. Poetry, she could decipher. She randomly opened the book, smelled the sweet scent of age. She began to read, enthralled by the words written decades ago, words that had the power to move her today, captivated by the feelings they emoted, invoking in her a nostalgic serenade. Authors unfamiliar to her literate mind, yet the ink speaks. The ink haunts her. It whispers her name. It keeps calling her to return. As the poets stay alive, pages worn from use, their works forever immortalized, as the cup of Earl Grey tea grows cold. Thank you.
Thank you, Annette Tarpley, for your beautiful poem. Now I am going again in USA. Now I am invited one of the important poet, promising poet today. She is Carolyn Stransky from California. Now coming, Carolyn Stransky. Carolyn Stransky is the promising poet who is from America. She is a poet, storyteller. She developed language from the heart of a Facebook page during COVID pandemic in 2020. Her first poetry book will be released at the end of this year. Title of the book is Me and Blue. Now coming Carolyn Stransky to read her first poem. Now coming. Thank you.
Thank you for that introduction. That was very kind. It's good morning to you all from California. It is my morning time, and I am delighted to be here with all you great folks. And hello, Annette. It's nice to see you again. Annette and I have some history, so I love her poetry. That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I wrote a couple poems recently, and this one is a little bit about reflection, reflection on myself. So I tend to do that a lot. This is called Important Existence. Existence, important existence. Existence is my essence. Importance is my presence. Stand on your own. Practice, learn, attitude shown. Leave negative thoughts to the storm. Empowered inner strength will swarm. Look deep inside the reasons why. Find the release and allow yourself to fly. Substance walks my talk, branded and made from quality stock. Remembering the power made, knowing it will never fade. Illuminating all personal shade. Symmetry, balance, and poise. Letting my voice make noise. Understanding I will always be annoyed. Channel all the outrage. Instead, document on a white page. Distinction without difference. Capturing all my innocence. Breaking through the hindrance. Being cautious with ambivalence. My state of mind has significance. My heart is protected with magnificence. Match my peers. God manners conquers my fears. Stopping all hurtful tears. Positive, absolute, and true. I will love me instead of you. Thank you. That is one recent one I had written.
Thank you very much, Carolyn Stransky, for your beautiful poem. Now I'm going to Peru. We have three eminent, promising, and persuasive poet today. One is Tahmina Shilpi from Bangladesh, another is Suchismita Ghoshal from India, and the third from Peru, she is Lizeth Quispe. Now I am introducing one of the promising poetess who is from Lima, Peru. She is Lizeth Quispe. She is a poetess, storyteller. Her many story published. She writing poetry continue. Soon her poetry book will be published. Now coming Lizeth Quispe to deliver her first poem.
Thank you. Uh, Hello, everyone. Special greeting for my little bears. I'm very happy to be here. I appreciate the invitation, and I hope you like my poetry. And the first poem is De Silencios, in Spanish. Silencios de esos que te mandan a dormir, que no te exigen ni se quejan. Quiero, quiero, tus silencios y mis silencios en sincronía. Quiero, quiero, saber jamás, saber siempre, cuánto necesito aprender de esta vida, que parece darme la bienvenida y se ríe, como gustosa de que caiga y me doble y me rompa, y mi nombre sin sombra. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lizeth Quispe, for your beautiful poems. You have to read it in Spanish language. Though we don't understand the language of Spanish, but we have to understand the rhythm of this language, the melodious language of Spanish around the world. So when you read out your poetry, we have to see in your face expression that we understand that what you have to read. Thank you very much. Many of our friends from Peru, like Roja, Lozanio, Nicosap, Ramina, Arera, Artera, are continuous giving their opinion to this show. And Mr. Shaharali is telling, good evening all. Thank you very much. Shaharali again telling, Legend Pachu, thank you to serve your good point. Now, finally, the eight number of poet, because one of our honorable poet, that is Caroline Torrent from Paris, she is unavailable today because she has an accident in her family. Her husband already cardiac arrested, so she tell me an apology. She cannot join us today. Next time, maybe she will be joined with us. Now, finally, I am reading my one of poem. That is the title of the poem is named The Mask. Last night, I put on a mask. Wearing a good mask, the king Tutankhamen ruled the kingdom. Even when he took Anaxenamen, the beloved Omen, to his arms, he used to express all the secrets of love behind the mask. A blue sky, and I was crossing the deep sea, holding the left hand on my beloved tightly. All on a sudden, it seemed to me the darkness at my back might recognize the shadow of mine. Me too, wearing a mask like Tutankhamen, holding the left arm of my Anaxenamen, want to cross the sea and all the bad sign of darkness. My lord, I don't want to spend night in the coolest chamber of pyramid, enjoying the dance of stars and waiting the mysterious beam of moon. I want to finish my unfinished tale with the sweet company of my beloved, my Mekbalika. Thank you very much. I have read out one of my poems. Now again I am going to our poet, today's honorable guest, Mr. Kabula Bahar Arif. I'm going to him to read out his two poem now. Now he will read out his two poems. Mr. Kabul Bahar Arif is coming to read out his two poems.
Thank you, Tofik Jadid. Nice to see you. I am enjoying, very much enjoying the poet of the world of poetry recitation in Uddan TV Live, directed by that poet Tofik Johur. Again, thanks to join the poets from various countries. Tahmina Shilpi, Bangladesh, Shaswata Gangopadhyay, India, Suchismita Ghoshal, India, Carolyn Stransky, USA, Annette Tarpley, America, USA, Lizeth, Pacco, Quispe, Perú. I think this virtual poetry program is bridging to each other poets in the world and communication. Now I am read my poems in English. The poem is Distance Between the Seen and the Unseen. A river has no banks in either side. Is man like this? I laugh, I think, I see. You know, a distance in between, like a river or a some joints, revise mark. A river has two banks on either side. A bird lives life not alone, but with a mate, vibrantly living in a world so well known, carnival of love. What's not there? In the cloudy, happy Shravan sky, float birds flapping their wings, yet no coalescence of wings. You see distance, the melodies of the birds of dreams thus fall apart. A bird lives life not alone. My next poem, neither human nor rapist. Suddenly I saw all the trees are wearing dress, are standing. Suddenly I became an stand to still to know the reason. I asked the trees, but no reply comes. I think I can get the answer if I find the owner of the trees. I look around, but nowhere. I find a son of human being. I go forward in the hope of reply, but nowhere. I see a son of human being. It seems the earth is without human being. Here and there are dogs, cats, goats, rams, looking at me. They're running away back and forth. Their owner could not be found even though they are pets. Seeing the trees with attire, I start coming back with tiresome body. Suddenly I heard the screaming of birds. Covering eyes with fear, I see, nor I am a human, nor I am human, no appearance to human being. I have coming back to consciousness. I heard the bird saying, run away, run away. There comes the rapist. So I am a rapist too. Then I am neither a human nor a rapist. Now I can realize the language of the attire of the trees. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Juhu. Thanks to all.
Thank you, Mr. Kamrul Bahar Arif, for your beautiful 2 poems you have to read out. Now I am reading two viewers' opinion. Mr. Sultan Muhammad Razak is telling, congratulations all poet of this very interesting event. I enjoyed all presentation. Thanks. The famous reciter Joyita Banerjee is telling, congratulations to all of you. Victoria Morrison is telling, Paradita de Letteras. Now I request to read out 2 poems of poet Tahmina Shilpi. Now coming Tahmina Shilpi to read out her 2 poems.
Thank you, Kavi Taufik Johar bhai. I will read this poem in both Bengali and English. At first, read in English and then Bengali. First, read a short poem is named Hallucination. Two raincoats walk in the wet. I have seen clearly through drove-hazed glasses. They get closer gradually, and a fragment of touch. A bit later, the raincoats in a coffee shop. Burnt tipsy smoke disappears amidst gentle sip. Countless dazzling butterflies in the 7 colors of rainbow gather in circle around them. A pain drenched in this color makes verse. This is life and this is rain. And second poem title is Story in Sequence. In the light and shadow in cloud-dust twilight, beyond confused and love, a bird flies afar. The skyline fades on the other sides of the wall, where millions of pulsars fly, with shadows of pears in their eyes. Burn and lies up to the side goes, saplings shoot out from ancient seeds, shall buy few bighas of lands before rain comes. Tabor of comedy plays in the case inside father's Punjabis amidst over inside almiras. এবার কবিতা দুটো আমি বাংলায় পড়ছি আমার বাংলাদেশের বন্ধুদের জন্য বা বাংলা ভাষাভাষী বন্ধুদের জন্য। প্রথম কবিতাটির নাম হ্যালুসিনেশন। বৃষ্টিতে চশমার কাঁচ ঘোলা হয়ে উঠলেও স্পষ্ট দেখতে পেলাম দুটো রেইনকোট জল জমে ওঠা রাস্তায় পাশাপাশি হেঁটে যাচ্ছে। ক্রমশ তারা কাছাকাছি। তারপর একটু ছোঁয়া। খানিক বাদে কফি শপে তাদের যুগল চুমুকের ফাঁক গলে হাওয়ায় মিলিয়ে যাচ্ছে নেশাতুর উষ্ণ ধোঁয়া। রামধনুর সাত রঙে মিশে বৃত্তাকারে তাদের ঘিরে রঙিন প্রজাপতির মেলা। মূলত সে রঙে কলম ছোঁয়ালেই কবিতারা জীবন্ত হয়ে ওঠে। আহা জীবন, আহা বৃষ্টি। এবং দ্বিতীয় কবিতাটির শিরোনাম ছিল পরম্পরার গল্প। আমাদের পূর্বপুরুষের গল্প থেকে শুরু করে আজ পর্যন্ত একই গল্প, একই ইতিহাস। ধূপ ছায়া গোধূলি বেলায় দ্বিধাদ্বন্দ্ব ভালোবাসা পেরিয়ে দূরে উড়ে যায় পাখি। দেয়ালের ওপারে মিশে আছে আকাশ, ডানা মেলে উড়ছে অযুত শকুন। তাদের চোখে গ্রাসের ঘন ছায়া। যতদূর চোখ যায় পড়ে আছে ফিলভূমি, শিকড় গজিয়েছে পুরনো বীজে। বর্ষা আসার আগেই কিনব কয়েক বিঘা জমি। প্রহসনের মৃদঙ্গ বাজে বুকের খাঁচায়, আলমারিতে সুগন্ধি ছড়ায় বাবার পাঞ্জায়। ধন্যবাদ। Thanks to all.
Thank you, poet Tahmina Shilpi, for your beautiful poem. Both poems are very much touching. Now I would like to request to invite Mr. Shaswata Gangopadhyay to read out his two poems. Now coming, Mr. Shaswata Gangopadhyay.
Thank you, Tawfiq Bhai. I am just reading out two of my poems. First is Gigolo. I watch him from a distance, the young guy standing at Free School Street with a hanky tied to his right hand. Tall in height, he appears to be a sailor unknown. Upon his deep blue t-shirt glows a shining line. If being sexy is a crime, arrest me soon. The girls beside measure him with an oblique look. Some of them lick their lips as if it's a storm in the wild desert, where snakes crawls with hissing sounds. Such is blazing pain all over the pores of the body. Halogen flashing serially on the pavement's night descents, as if with endless frauds from the corks of champagne. The night, which is also a woman fasting, beckoning the boy from inside of a black car, and then taking him in it, starts toward no destination. A day in a shopping mall. As soon as I push myself in through the glass door, two silky sylphs come floating like the bubbles of water. Most welcome, sir. Just take this in your finger. This is the key to the trade town, and walk with your trolley. All around there are so many tinsel offers displayed. If you get an item elsewhere less costly, you will get twice as the margin. If you buy a bedsheet, your sleep at nights is assured. In each of your eyelids will come wavy and foamy doors. If you purchase condom in bulk for the whole year, you will get 25% discount on each weekend tour. From the leaping parts of my credit card, I see our joys and sorrows, smiles and tears, when I know not, are sold out like frozen fishes in the packet. It's beyond 9 o'clock. As night falls, lights are off. When coming out, few others whisper mildly, If you procure love in your hand, along with your deep sighs are free.
Thank you, Shaswata Gangopadhyay, for your beautiful 2 poems you have to read. The second poem was very much romantic, I think so. Now coming the persuasive poet of this time, Suchismita Ghoshal, to read out her 2 poems. Now coming Suchismita Ghoshal from India.
Thank you so much, Taufik sir. So my next two poetry will be related to nature. The first poem is Leaf. One day I saw myself as a leaf, growing faster with all the happiness. I was tender, soft, full of green beauty in my skin. Loving my vision filled up with thousands of green souls like me. I was dancing and singing with a mellifluous tune of air. Days were passing by faster. Suddenly, my body changed. I was turning pale beat by beat. My journey seemed to be tough then. Felt alone and deserted in the abode of thousands. Gloomy face of mine was missing my charm of past. I gained the knowledge of life and happily accepted my last stage. And one day death came, brought me back with it. I fell down delicately, floating with the tide of time. But all I took from this art was nothing but acceptance. Acceptance of my own life and acceptance of my death too. My second poetry is in my own mother tongue, Bengali. It is পুনর্জন্ম। অতঃপর আমার পুনর্জন্ম হলো। পূর্বের নশ্বর পৃথিবীর চেয়ে এই পৃথিবী অনেক সুন্দর, অনেক সাবলীল। সবুজের দলবল হেথায় হোথায় বুক চিতিয়ে হেঁটে চলেছে। আবার একে অপরকে পরম সুন্দর হাসির মাধ্যমে আলিঙ্গন করছে। ইট কাঠ পাথরবিহীন এই পৃথিবীতে প্রত্যেকটি কাঁধের উচ্চতা সমান। কেউ কাউকে হীনমন্যতার রসাতলে ঠেলে দেয় না, বরং প্রকৃতির সুতীক্ষ্ণ মাতৃত্ববোধে সকলেই লালায়িত, মাধুর্যে পরিপূর্ণ, সহানুভূতিশীল ও প্রস্ফুটিত। অতঃপর আমার পুনর্জন্ম হলো। চক্ষু উন্মোচনের ঠিক পরেই আমার চক্ষু দুটি পেল পরম সুখ, সবুজে টইটুম্বুর এক মায়াময় সুখ। তারা রসাস্বাদন করল প্রাক্তন পৃথিবীর প্রায় অবলুপ্ত অনুভূতি, শান্তি। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you very much, poet Suchismita Ghoshal, for your beautiful 2 poems. One is the English, another is our sweetest language and fourth largest language in world, that is Bangla. Thank you very much. Now, from Bangladesh to India, we are going to USA, Virginia. Now coming Annette Tarpley to read out her second times 2 poems. Now coming Annette Tarpley to read out her 2 poems. Thank you. Please unmute your phone. Please unmute your phone.
I'm sorry. I thought I unmuted myself. I apologize.
Thank you. It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to see you, Carolyn, also. This is called The Mosaics of My Mind. In the mosaics of my mind are times both good and sad, times when I have rejoiced, thankful for what I had. As bits and pieces of my life have made me who I am, they lay out creating a work of art, my story's diagram. In the mosaics of my mind there were moments of gloom, steadfast in my faith, my situations did not consume. For I was always kept in mind that this too will eventually pass. I was strong in constitution, not fragile like broken glass. In the mosaics of my mind, I knew who I would become, a woman who could withstand storms, my eyes on the rising sun. I'm capable of compassion. I can feel another's pain. I can find joy in others' happiness and what in life they gain. In the mosaics of my mind, I abhor prejudice and hate. I believe one has control of their destiny and fate. Never one to like toxicity, I prefer a harmonious life. One I can happily enjoy, not laden with the burden of strife. In the mosaics of my mind, I am content who I have become. I want to positively impact another's life before each day is done. I want to live each day to its fullest, something new each day to find. I want others to fondly remember me when it becomes the end of my time. And that was the mosaics of my mind. And my next poem, I would actually like to read. It is, I need to find it real quick because it's on my phone. It is in honor of my father. He passed when I was 17 years old, which was a long time ago. It's been a long time since I've been 17. But it's called The Best of Me Because of You. You taught me how to love. You had great faith in me. The times I stumbled and fell, you had pride in me. You were always there to listen. You had love to give. Times when I hurt you, Daddy, you would always readily forgive. You told me to be a strong woman, strive to be the best I could be. There's always hope in tomorrow, lifting the clouds so I could see. My future was secure. I have fate and destiny. I can be my best critic. Stop being my worst enemy. Your advice was always sound, no longer falling on deaf ears. You were my biggest fan. You would wipe away my tears. Daddy, are you watching me? Have you seen what I've become? A woman who loves laughter, who adores the kiss of the sun. You will always be my hero. I want to emulate you. You are a godly man with integrity. You're among the chosen few. The best of me is because of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your beautiful poems. Now I am again going to Carolyn Stransky to read out her two poems. Now coming, Carolyn Stransky from California.
My second poem here is called Love Goes Away. Love goes away. Love goes away even though you promised to stay. I loved only you. Why is love turning to personal blue? Taking the light out of my world, running in place, lines blurred, wrapped in a far tunnel heard. Where is the rain in the desert? Where is the flowers in the dirt? Walked for miles in search for so much more, climbed the poetry mountain to reach your heart's door, trailing the sandy ocean shores, all for just one more. Flew through the stormy clouds. Personally, I gave mountless bounds. Still no beautiful butterflies in the distance. Still no waiting the dream and romance. Still waiting for the slow dance. Still waiting for you to stand by still waiting for you to stand by me holding my hand. Tears flow with heartache, wondering if this is all a big mistake. What did I do to my heart to have believed in you from the start, reaching only for the take? How will I move forward and shake? Let's remember what's at stake. Our love was real, not fake. Love goes away, even if you have done everything to stay. Now my soul is lost at bay. I sent you two. I can read a third one, but I had to look one up. This is called Tumultuous Kingdom. The tumultuous kingdom, the land where there is no green appears, face marked with stone sneers, rules of ancient celestial time, running toward the freedom sign, the one where you must change the game, so happiness replaces insane. Water trickles, no flowing streams, where few very humans have dreams. Royal demeanor deployed makes me tumultuous. The sound of your whisper makes me mysterious. The crowds in the village say you're gregarious. Romance in the dark, hot nights are Shakespearean. The stubbornness renders the most furious. Brainwaves are also sometimes delirious. Kings of kings, swing and sing. Righteousness is your domain. As movement drives me insane. Dragons spits their fire. Princesses scream their desires. World, words seldom appear in lyres. Prickle thorns on my fingertip, pondering all the bullshit. In this kingdom of love, where the feelings are surrounded by white doves, orchestrated from above. How do we get here from there from here? How do we piss on the fear? How do we cry happy tears? Tell me when, how, where, and why. Tell me you will meet me in the blue sky. Tell me you will try. Tell me you will be my guy. That is my second one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Your two poem was very much lyrical and like a song. And I think you have read there in your backside the environment, nature of beauty is we are looking. So the poetry when you read, everything is gives us a very nice and very good feelings. Thank you very much. Now I'm reading three viewers' comments. Mr. Shahar Ali is telling, Tahmina Shilpi, we are proud for you. Fine poem, very good recitation. Shahar Ali is again telling, Ganguly Dada, thanks to you for gives us very good poem recitation. Onik Islam is watching this show. Victoria Morrison is telling, that is Spanish language, hermoso recital cada voz es un canto y en otro idioma se suena maravilla. Poet Samsuddin Hira is watching this show. Shahar Ali again telling Carolyn Stransky, thanks to you for gives us very good poem recitation. Fascinating. Kamrul Bahar Arif is telling what a beautiful back screen of poet Carolyn Stransky. Thank you very much for everyone. Now I am going to the another part of the world, that is Peru. Now coming Lizeth Pachu Quispe to read out her two poems. Please unmute your phone. Please unmute your phone. Thank you.
So this time I will read in Spanish and English. Please, sorry if it is not the exact pronunciation. Piloto automático 3. Noche de primavera, lapicero de flores, flores arrancadas. Las colchas están frías y las manos vacías. No hay un poema perfecto. La cabeza blanca del Señor de los Milagros. Años de procesión. Amigos poetas caminan distantes. Llama, puerta, calle. Los pies se acongojan. La poesía es el sueño de la incomunicación. Autopilot 3. Spring night, flower pen, blocked flowers. The bedspreads are cold and the hands are empty. There is no perfect poem. The white head of the Lord of Microbes. Years of procession. Poet friends wall distant. Knock, door, street. The feet are distressed. Poetry is the dream of isolation. 2. Eras de intrépido andar, tus botones negros, felices cuando no hablamos de problemas. Crece cada momento tu valor, como aquella hortensia de mi jarra, que sin agua se ve más alta. Eres incomparable, vidita. Tu camino de ángel fue mi camino. Hoy recuerdo el andar. You were intrepid to walk. Your black buttons. Happy when we don't talk about problems. Your value grows every moment, like that hydrangea in my heart, that without water it looks higher. You are incomparable, little life, your angel. Way, it was my way. Today I remember walking. Es una hoja de primavera. Hoy renacemos. Casa, cabello, corazón, ventana, libro, sed, soledad. Hoy renacemos. Levanta esos hombros de dolor. Mira el árbol del tiempo. Mira el sol cómo se pone. Siente tu velocidad sanguínea, la fuerza del aire, la libertad de tu memoria. Renace tu tiempo. It's a spring leaf. Today we are reborn. House, hair, heart, window, book, tears, loneliness. Today we are reborn. Leave those shoulders of pain. Look at the tree of time. Watch the sun as it sets. Feel your blood speed, the force of the air, the freedom of your memory. Your time is reborn. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lizeth, Pacco, Quispe, for your beautiful two poems you have to read. Our title was The World Poetry Recitation in Poet Voice Part 6. The episode of Uddan Little Magazine is 53, is now going. We have to reach the last moment. So, this is the final time for one poem from one poet. So, again, coming Mr. Bahar Arif to read out his final poems today. Mr. Bahar Arif is reading one of the last poem today.
Thank you, Tawfiq Johur. Now I am reading my poem in Bengali, the sweetest language in the world. For this, I am very proud to be a Bengali nation. Please wait, just. My poem name is লুকোচুরি। এই কথা শুনে নদীতে গেলাম, সরি, এই কথা শুনে নদীতে গেলাম, ভরা নদীর জলে একটা নৌকা, একটা না অনেকগুলো নৌকা। আমাকে বলল আকাশের চাঁদ আর মেঘের লুকোচুরি। তুমি লুকোচুরি খেলতে ভালোবাসো? না ভেবেই বললাম, শৈশবে বন্ধুদের সাথে একবার প্রেম হয়েছিল। নৌকার নিচে জল, তখন চাঁদের সাথে ঢেউ রসিকতায় লিপ্ত। আমার কথা শুনে হেসে ওঠে জল, বলে তবে আর ভয় কেন? এবার আমি সত্যি ছোট হয়ে গেলাম, একেবারে শৈশবের মতো। শিশু সুলভ হাতটা কখন যেন জলকে ছুঁয়ে দিল, অমনি আমি চাঁদ হয়ে গেলাম। আমার হৃদয়ে তখন জলের লুকোচুরি, ভেতরে ছলাচ্ছল, ভেতরে ছলাচ্ছল। Thank you again and love, Tawfiq Johur.
Thank you very much, poet Bahar Arif, for your beautiful poem you have to read. Now we are going to poet Tahmina Shilpi to read out her last poem today. Now coming Tahmina Shilpi.
Thank you, the poet Mr. Tawfiq Johur. I would like to prefer in read in Bengali my last poem. যৌবনবতী মেঘের অপেক্ষায় এবার নোঙর তুলে নিলাম, মেলে দিলাম মনের ডানা। এখন রোজ সকাল হলে সমুদ্র দেখতে যাই, পরিযায়ী স্বপ্নগুলো একে একে তীরে ফেরবে। ঢেউয়ের পরে ঢেউ সাজিয়ে খেয়াল মতো বানাই বালুর ভেলা। সৈকতের হাওয়া লেগে ঝনঝন বেজে ওঠে ঝাউবন, অযথা কিচির-মিচির করে গ্রামের জেলেরা। জল ছিটিয়ে সাঁতার কাটে ক্ষুধার্ত হাঙরের দল। ঢেউয়ে মিশে লাশ মিশে এলেও শুদ্ধতার গায়ে গ্লানি জমে না। কুন্দ ফুলের গন্ধ শুকিয়ে কোথায় যেন ছুটে যায় উদাসী মন। পালতটে মাথা নিচু করে হেঁটে চলি বেলা বেলা। হাঁটু জল ছুঁয়ে যায় ঘোর, সে তো মন্দ না। ওপারে তেপান্তর, দৃষ্টি যে আর চলে না। পশ্চিম আকাশে জমে উঠেছে থোকা থোকা কিশোরী মেঘ, যার যৌবনবতী হবার অপেক্ষায় বৃষ্টির ঝিরি জল। অবাধ্য ঢেউয়ের শুভ্র কেশর ভাসিয়ে নেবে মনের যত বিষাদ। Thanks to all and best
Thank you
wishes
very
for
much.
everyone.
Thank you very much for your beautiful poem. Now I'm going to Shaswata Gangopadhyay to deliver his final poems today. Now coming Mr. Shaswata Gangopadhyay.
What a wonderful session it is. Really, it's my honor to be among with all these distinguished poets. Now I am just reading out my last poem, A Little Mag, an Advertisement. Whenever it is published, it should first of all contain a prose from whose every alphabet would emit ashes of lava, brittle, endless, which will slowly engulf the contemporary Bengali poetry. After this, there would be a round table, a few young poets participating, as if an interview among some crickets that will be printed intact as they are caught in a tape recorder. Immediately after, there are poems of those who are composing very recently. A poem of one each, nothing more, nothing less, but in each is traceable each one's quaver of heartbeat, ECG report, separately identifiable. The last article is to include review of books. In present issue, an elderly poet who died long since 17 years ago is from that time onwards waiting for his rebirth. While reading him, the readers will come to feel someone is opening the lid of the coffin and putting his hand upon his shoulder. Once again, thank you very much and good night to all poets.
Thank you very much, Shaswata Gangopadhyay, for your beautiful poem. Now I'm going to Suchismita Ghoshal to deliver her final poetry today. Now coming Suchismita Ghoshal.
Thank you very much, Taufik sir, for inviting me into this beautiful and excellent session where all the distinguished poets have uh, flourished this session with their beautiful poems. And my last poetry will be also be in Bengali, which I have written through this session. I was working on it. It is অবসাদের অসারতা। শীর্ণ জীর্ণ রক্তে পরিপৃক্ত এই অন্ধকারাচ্ছন্ন অবসাদের আবাসস্থল মনের স্নায়ুগুলিকে করেছে বিদীর্ণ। প্রতি পদে পদে প্রত্যক্ষ করেছি আশঙ্কা, শুভচিন্তাদের উদয় হয়, আবার অত্যন্ত নির্মমতায় তাদের ঘটে মৃত্যু। কখনো বা হাসি, কখনো বা ভয়ঙ্কর আর্তনাদ। এই চক্রব্যূহের থেকে পলায়ন অসম্ভব। নিরলস প্রচেষ্টায় লেগে থাকাকে মনে হয়েছে আজ এক ভয়ঙ্কর বিভীষিকা। প্রত্যেকটি চেষ্টা শেষে না হয় আত্মহরণের নিরুপায় ব্যর্থতা। থেরাপি ও থেরাপিস্ট ঠিক অনেকটা চক্রাকার পিপীলিকার লাইনের মতো। গ্রাহ্যতা ও অগ্রাহ্যতার কাঁটাতার পেরিয়ে রঙিন জীবনের হাতছানি দিয়ে রঙিন জীবন হাতছানি দিয়ে ডাকে নতুন সকালকে। পাখিদের কোলাহল এক সুরময় মরীচিকা, যার শেষ প্রান্তে অপেক্ষারত এক নিরবচ্ছিন্ন শান্ত জীবন। সে কি রাজি আমাকে আপন করে নিতে? সে কি জয় করবে অসার অবসাদের দুর্গম রাস্তা? ধন্যবাদ. Thank you very much for patiently listening to all of our poems. It was really an amazing session for me, and I'm really glad and extremely grateful to be among all these beautiful and globally renowned poets. Thank you so much, Tawfiq sir,
Suchismita.
once again for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You stay, don't go now. The program is not yet finished. Now I'm going to Annette Tarpley to read out her final poems today.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been a marvelous session and so honored to be here amongst all of you. So my last poem is called A Walk with God in the Rain. A stroll alone in the rain one dark, cool night would change her course for the rest of her life. Once she was surrounded by loved ones all around, she had changed a life in solitude, her decisions not sound. She had found herself in a crossroad in life. Monetarily, she had much amidst the gnawing of heartache and strife. She thought she was a child of God, always followed his will. Yet she found her life had little meaning and was unfulfilled. She cried out, God, why don't you listen to me? Don't you hear my prayers? I pray to you, but no answer of my pleas you are unaware. God said to her, my child, when you cried out, I would be there to listen. You only heard what you wanted to hear. Such was your disposition. When you held out your hand, I offered mine to you. When you were down, I gave you the sun with the skies of blue. When you thought too much of yourself, I would show you someone in need. You knew of their trials and hardships, but you did not take heed. When you made poor decisions and you were bound to get hurt, I watched you, my child, my parental guidance I did assert. Instead of listening to me, you chose to turn away. Your conscience pleaded with you and told you with me to stay. I was your pillow at night and dried your eyes at night when you cried. I was the wind following you, always with you by your side. I am the moon in the sky with effervescent glow. I am your conscience. Pay attention, and the right decisions you will know. I am your guardian. When you fall down, I'll pick you up and brush you off. Hear my voice when I whisper to you. Listen closely, for it is soft. I am the rainbow in the sky. See my colors of love. I am God, your Father. One day you will reside with me above. Thank you very much. Love and blessings to you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your beautiful poems. We feel honored that you have to hear now. Now I am going to Carolyn Stransky for deliver her final poems today. Now coming, Carolyn Stransky.
Here we go. I have one called Finding Greatness. Finding greatness. The candles are lit, thoughts flow a bit. Wondrous winds tap on the brown fields. Naked ladies line the forceful country shield. Dusk creeps into the sunset beams. Silent fickles, wild dreams. Fields singing in the tall weeds. Power strengthens in cynical seeds. Prominent greatness, insight, striking understanding into the light, nobility, values, gravity, laughing matter, cream, salt, and core, first fiddle playing, eventful ocean shore, heart nucleus signifies, great doing testifies, solemnity versus nobility, a white stone, substance in every bone, level-headed prime for love, seeking approval from God above. Prominence renders seriousness, blue teardrops flow, smiles entertain the show, bringing down the heartache wall, placing confidence to stand tall, remembering you're important, putting my worth on the forefront. That's the end. I had to pull that up quickly because I didn't realize we were reading so many poems, so I
Thank
might
you.
not finish that one. Thank you for having me. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I'm reading some viewers' opinion. Dil Khurshid Jaman Lucky is telling Kamrul Bahar Arif Khub Sundor. Shahar Ali is telling Shaswata Ganguly, thank you. Excellent poem, fascinated mind feel. Shahar Ali again telling Suchismita Ghoshal, very good poem, mon bhoriye dile. And finally, Shahar Ali is telling Aniti, your Onda recitation gives me happiness. Very sweet, beautiful your poem. Kamrubar Arif is telling poet Aniti Tarpley reads her poem very smartly. Shahar Ali again telling thanks Carolyn Stransky for your very good poem, wonderful write and delivery. Now I am going to final stage to Peru to Lizeth Pacco Quispe to deliver her final poems today. Now coming Lizeth Pacco Quispe.
Hola otra vez, gracias. De verdad, gracias a todos los poetas y a la invitación. Y entonces voy a compartirles mi último poema, For My Last Poem, y I will read Separate Cage in Spanish. El título es Cajas separadas, jaulas separadas. En esta caja, cuarto silencio, estás rumiante, comiendo helado y palta en plena calma, en la oscuridad. Mi espacio es paralelo y te puedo mirar un poco la frente y llevar a tu ceño fruncido de odio y dolor. Me cuesta pensarte y a la vez saber de tu soledad. La decisión es de los salvajes a veces. Los moribundos paseamos las hojas, volvemos a ver la película y contestamos a las redes sociales como si de una confesión se tratara. Me retraigo la lengua a ver si callo mi desesperada agonía. Latidos zumban como la abeja perdida de la ventana, la que lleve la luz para su escapatoria, a que te mande el mensaje a tu universo, de noes, de sueños reales, de sombras, de objetos amados, pero estuvo polinizando la luna creyendo que era flor y se enamoró de su brillo verde. Y pensé, el mensaje está entregado hace mucho, se lo venía diciendo. Mi corazón parece a veces que se paraliza y entonces un sobresalto, algo me detiene a irme por el reencuentro. Cada vez que un perro ladra, entiendo el vocifereo de las almas negadas a amar. Igual perro, vaca o ser de la noche que no tiene marcas, que no tiene cariño, que se deja en la nada y cree en la nada. Nudo de Eyelson, expansivo de letras e historias contadas de quesos y música. Observo a tu lado tu ceño y me preguntas otra vez, ¿qué parte te gusta? Como si pudieras escucharme, levantas la mirada ida. Ya no quiero hablar contigo. Así, cierras el agujero, cortas el nudo. Muchas gracias a todos por escuchar.
Thank you very much for your beautiful poems. We have
Acha,
to
one
reach
small request, as Tawfiq is one of the brightest and upcoming poet of Bengali literature, we want to hear at least one or two poems from your side. If you don't have the ready English translation with you, you please read in Bengali, because that is
my dear friend, already I have to read one poems today, and
no
the
no
time
one
is
plus
very
one
short.
offer.
Thank
One
you
plus
very
one
much.
offer. Another small poem, please, from our side.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I am read out my one poem that is titled "Ushnota Ek Cup Coffee O Tumi." তৃষ্ণার্ত আত্মায় এক কাপ কফি ও তোমার সান্নিধ্যে বিকেলটা আমি সাজিয়ে ফেলি অভিজাত রং। মিথ্যার অন্ধকারগুলো সরিয়ে জ্বালিয়ে দেই প্রেমের বাতি। যতবার তোমার কাছে পৌঁছে যাই আমার নাকে মাতোয়ারা জাগায় কাঁঠাল চাপার গন্ধ। তোমার কল্যাণিয়া মুখ দেখে ভুলে যাই কফি ঠান্ডা হতে চলেছে। প্রতিবার প্রতিক্ষণ একই ছবিতে ভাসিয়ে দেই আমার বর্তমান ও ভবিষ্যতের ওয়াদা। মেঘবালিকা, ও মেঘবালিকা, জীবনের মোহে চিরটাকাল তোমার পাশে বসেই চুমুক দিতে চাই কফির উষ্ণ পেয়ালায়। Now I translate it in English. You and a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee in the thirsty soul and your presence. I decorate the afternoon with elegant color. Removing the darkness of flashhood, I lit the lamp of love. Every time I reach you, my sense receive the fragrance of your loving face. And I forgot the coffee gone cold. Again and again in the same picture, I float the promise of present and future. Sweetheart, oh sweetheart, I want to sit the next to you forever and sip a warm cup of coffee with the fascination of life. Thank you very much. We have to reach the last moment of this program today. So very soon we will go out from this show. Finally, I am going to Mr. Kabulvar Arif to know the opinion about today's program. You have to only 1 minute. Mr. Kabulvar Arif,
Thank
we
you,
want to
thank
hear
you, thank
everyone.
you, thank you. First time I comment this session. I believe it of your program. That will be pleasing the poets from all the corners of the world. I think also our poets for your program to cooperate and communicate various languages and finally I am thanks again to you and all. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Kamruhar Arif, for your important opinion today. Now I am going to Tahmina Shilpi to know about the opinion of today's program. Only 1 minute. Tahmina Shilpi.
Thank you, Poet Tawfiq Johar Bhai. I am uh, completely agreed with Poet Kamrul Bahar Arif, and I think it is a very excellent and exceptional show. I am very happy to attend this and say to about all our read this poem very beautiful, and all of poets are meet very glad I am. Good night to everyone.
Thank you, Tahmina Shilpi, for your beautiful opinion. Now I am going to Mr. Shaswata Gangopadhyay for the legend poet of 90s in Calcutta. Now please give me your opinion about today's program. Only 1 minute you have, my friend.
Only one thing I just want to say, that in the era of internet, world has truly become so small, and we are now the inhabitant of a single global village. So there is no demarcation line among the all nations, only one nation. And basically we are now not the citizen of a particular country, we all are the netizen. And now Taufik Bhai has really started a very good initiative, comprising poets, inviting poets from the different part of the earth. Now we are expecting more and more colorful shows, and this is the way, just to what should present that world has really become a global village. That's all, and my heartfelt congratulations to him, and my sincere and colorful compliments to all the participant poets. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shaswata Gangopadhyay, for your beautiful opinion. Now I am going to our persuasive poet, Suchismita Ghoshal, to know the opinion about today's program.
It was my extreme pleasure and utmost pride to present my poems as well as my recitation among all the globally renowned poets and authors, and with their glorious participations. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much, Tawfiq sir, for the beautiful for your invitation, and I'm really glad and extremely grateful to join in this marvelous program and looking forward to more such events and collaborations in near future. My warm regards and benevolent respect to all the contributing poets and authors in this program. Thank you so much. Have a very nice and blessed day.
Thank you, Suchismita. Now I am going to Annette Tarpley to know the opinion about today's program.
Well, it's been a wonderful event, and I very much am honored to be in all of your presence and enamored by all of your talents. Although I couldn't understand everything, it's interesting how you can tell something's poetic even though you can't speak the language, and it still is poetic. So yes, we've come together and we are able to share in our love and passion for poetry, and really come together as a community. And I really consider you all an extension of my poetic family. So thank you very much for this opportunity, and much love and blessings to you all.
Thank you very much, Annette Tarpley, for your beautiful opinion. Now I am going to Carolyn Stransky to know the opinion about today's program.
Oh, it's been a delight. I want to say it's a great blessing God gives us that we can tie each other together on this internet and share our hearts, because that's really what poetry is pure passion of our heart. And I feel very blessed to be able to be amongst all of you and here. And I agree with Annette that even though we can't understand the language at the moment, the sincerity and the compassion and the feelings come out immensely in poetry, and it's an unspoken language I think we all can relate to. So thank you for having me, and for me here it's morning time, but good night to most of you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now I am going to Lizeth Pacco Quispe to know the opinion about today's program. You can tell Spanish language, no problem.
Ok. Estoy muy contenta realmente de haber estado aquí. Gracias a todos los presentes. Un saludo muy especial a Rosa, a Victoria, que han estado allí. Quisiera decir que la poesía es un arte, ¿no? La poesía es un arte, es una necesidad, y creo que nos puede ayudar a vivir en armonía con el mundo. Gracias de verdad nuevamente a todos por compartir la poesía. Es hermoso escucharla en el mismo idioma, y espero que nos volvamos a encontrar. Poetry is an art and necessity, and I think it can lead us to live in harmony with the world. Thank you all for sharing poetry. It is a beautiful to hear in your same language. I hope we meet again.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Lizeth Pacco Quispe, for your beautiful opinion. Now we have to reach the final stage, and finally I am telling we have read out our poetry today: Bangla language, English language, and Spanish language. I think all these three languages has created a new mythoscria. Everyone have to understand their body language, face expression. Though we have to understand the language which the poet has to be read out their poems. And finally, I am telling that the poet has no barrier. Poet has only two wings. They can fly around the globe. So all the participants are very much thanks to all you, because everybody are here. When I offered to invite you, everyone accepted my offer and they are here now. So I'm glad. I feel very happy. And gradually, I'm trying to invite around the world all poets to togetherly we will get the show again and again. And finally, my friend Shaswata Gangopadhyay is here, and my brother and 90s poet of Mr. Kabul Bahar Arif is also here. And today I am announcing that Suchismita Ghoshal is the Royal Ambassador of Uddan Little Magazine. She is working with me. Now she is living in New Delhi. She is reading in MBA course, but all times she correct with me. So finally, thank you very much. Good night. Having a good day and a beautiful time we have to spend. Again and again, we will invite you. Best of luck. Good night and good love. Thank you.